Okay, looks like I'm live. Hi. So, Geoff Keighley is doing a stream in 38 minutes dedicated to the PlayStation 5 controller. How does one dedicate an entire stream or video or whatever to the PlayStation 5 controller? What is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? It's a fucking game controller. Needless to say, I'm here to give my thoughts and feelings regarding this. Hello, Inu. Hello, Ethan. I think a stream about breadsticks might be more interesting. Don't do this to me. So I'm just gonna get the Summer Games Fest up. It's like the way the website is worded, it's amazing. Like the website is worded like this. It's like, okay, I will give you. Watch this. PlayStation 5 DualSense hands-on. Okay, it's a controller. It's a controller reveal. Okay, it's a controller demonstration. What do they say about the controller demonstration? They say you don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. I'm sorry, I didn't realize this controller reveal was like the event of the century. I wasn't aware that this would be the most important thing to happen to society since the Beatles' White Album. Apparently this is a really big deal. So anyway, I'm gonna get that up and ready. Geoff's stream is going live in 5 minutes, but it says on the website 5 o'clock. So I'm working on the assumption that it will be 5 o'clock for the announcement. What are we doing? Hi, I'm Geoff Keighley, and this is the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. Oh boy, we got a DualSense controller. I am not feeling positive about this. This is gonna be... Basically, I'm going into the DualSense controller hands-on stream under the assumption that nothing will be shown. That way, I won't get disappointed. Jurian Clement. Oh my god, she's cute. Oh wait, no. 16. Maybe not. Catherine White. Christine Lamer. I know it's meant to be like Le Mer, as in the sea, but I'm seeing Le Merde as in the shit. Christine Lamer. Japan. Christine Lemaire is going to Japan to play golf. What you announce Unreal Engine 5.1? Oh man. If I go in expecting nothing, why do I hear sirens, ERB? Well, I don't. I don't. Oh, there's AI, and I'm watching AI play as well. Boing! Oh, they was... Ah, right, I see. They're just virtual characters, aren't they? And with that, I'm just gonna crack open a drink. I'm working tomorrow from 10 o'clock, so maybe I don't want to grab something alcoholic. Ah, we are Le Maire. It is time to play as Le Maire. Boing! Fuck. I'm not very good at golf games. Golf games are the bane of my existence. Yeah, fuck you. Look at that. What a beautiful shot. Right on the green. Urgh. Hey, Jacob. So, Geoff's stream is set to go off in 1:40. However, the announcement is not due until 5 o'clock in 32 minutes. Yeah! How's that for a shot? Onto the rough. The two-tone scheme is interesting. It looks like the controller is wearing a bra and the analog sticks are tits. Everybody loves the tips. Green? Oh, thank you, I'm on the green. Oh, wait, no, I'm on the rough. How many turns is it going to take? Hopefully the irony from Geoff's stream will be funny. Hopefully. You see, the thing is, right? I cared about Summer Games Fest to begin with. I'm like, oh yeah, here it is. Here's going to be all the amazing announcements. It's going to be great. And then what happens is Mr. Geoff Keighley turns up, talks about a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater remake that looks fun as fuck, but it's Epic Game Store only on PC. And then the next announcement is like, okay, you know, maybe it'll pick up. You know, maybe it's fine. Unreal Engine 5! Unreal Engine 5! Unreal Engine 5! So, after Unreal Engine 5, he shows Crash Bandicoot 4, but we've known about it for a week before he shows it. And we see the same trailer that's been leaked this whole time. So I have zero faith at this point. What's that? What's that? Huh? What you honking for? I'm using this lane. Can only come up from here. You say that, but if they show the controller and it's like, here's 30 minutes of slow-mo drone shots of the controller. Waiting for the Game Awards. Right, okay. So they're not even on time with the time that they set for their stream. Just says, waiting for the Game Awards. The DualSense. Yeah, you squeeze the tit. I'm not going there. So... yeah, it only took me 8 shots, but I'm on the green. Six shots. Le Maire isn't Le Maire. Now, do I get a fancy putter for when I'm on the green? Yes, you do. Oh, look at her, Miss Wii Golf. Aren't you special with your fangs? People tried to move past E3 by doing digital shows, but examples such as these make me think we're better off keeping it. Absolutely. E3, for all its faults, is worth having. There's an expectation that time of year, my character keeps disappearing and their face is all glitchy. There's an expectation around this time of year that fuck! There's an expectation that fuck! There's an expectation that games get revealed late June, early July. Oh, you think that's bad? Don't react like that. Wait till my score comes up. Hey, at least my character didn't get down on the floor and go, where, where? The French lady had sufficient tact. That's the first. Burger King has a new hamburger. When you stample a King stample in your passport, the police warns that the pass can't be used after that. Wait, you stamp a Burger King Punch Monster. Nope, try again. It's ultra red. Are you saying you stamp your passport to get a free burger, but then your passport can't be used as a passport? That's a bit silly. Yeah, so all that's happening right now is it's saying waiting for the Game Awards. Which means they set their announcement 30 minutes too early. Which figures. But it gives us a good opportunity to get some golf in. I want to get some first-hand experience with this game, seeing as I might cover this series on Sushi Bites someday. Yeah, not very good at golf, but I want to cover this series on Sushi Bites. Allow me to give my reasoning. There's a crossover. This game series crossed over with Pop-Up Pirate. I'm not fucking joking. This golf game franchise crossed over with Pop-Up Pirate. Seriously. Pop-Up Pirate is called Kurohige in Japan, Blackbeard. Pop-Up Pirate is a Japanese thing. And he had a golf game. The universe is weird! Weird! Oh, look at that! Now that's a fucking shot! Whereabouts did that put me? I'm on the bunker next to her! Wow, that's a good shot. So I'm just a little bit ahead of her. The problem is, though, I'm on the bunker and it's going to be hard to move from there. People are saying, Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden Ring. Nah. The Game Awards stream is set to Death Stranding. Get that back on the green. Oh! What stream are we waiting for? The PS5 DualSense controller hands-on. PS5 controller hands-on. What's so great about that? I got my hands on an Xbox 360 controller right here. What's so great about having hands on a PS5 controller, huh? What's so great, Geoff Keighley, that you have to sit there with a bemused look on your face, like, please. We get it, you got friends in Sony, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Geoff Keighley. And I'm still in the rough. And I'm still in the rough. Fuck, I hate golf. Boing! That's when they'll go, new announcement for PS5, everybody's golf. And I'd be like, oh hey, I kind of predicted that then, I guess. They did release a new entry in the Everyone's Golf series for Everybody's Golf for PS4, didn't they? I heard mixed things about it, and because Toro's not in it, I don't care about it. There's one of the games where Toro is available as a caddy. I think it might be one of the PS3 ones. So he drives around, whack, 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 picking up your golf ball. Wee, 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 whack, 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 whack. And then Toro does his little dance like that. What do you think about yesterday's new Assassin's Creed trailer? I haven't seen it. I don't usually care much for the modern Assassin's Creed games. I've been burned too many times. Basically, Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4. There's only so many times they can promise you that they're going back to their roots. Ah! Overshot that fucking one, didn't I? I need a rewind state. That's what I need in this emulator. Oh, come on! We can't see the... You didn't miss anything. Other than me being several shots too many again. 7. Hey, I'm anything if not consistent. I'm gonna get the ball in on the 8th shot every single time. And there's nothing a lady likes more than fucking... I was going to say consistency, but look at that. 9th. Ninth shot. 4 over. 4 scores. Whoa, Ethan, thank you. Holy shit. I guess I have to celebrate. Luckily, I know just the thing. Man has committed a sin, disturbing the breadsticks of nature. The original sin that man is responsible to protect the bread cycle. Oh, you hear that? How's that for an automotive meridian sensory reaction. An auto... Fuck it. Da, 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 that's a lot of hummus. Nutella next time, yeah? Okay. When the hummus is no longer any good. Nutella. Mm-hmm. Okay, take your first shot. I'm going to claw this one back. Nope, this is a completely different golf game entirely. Welcome, Sushi, by the way. No, this is a completely different golf game. This is some Japanese-only golf series. Mm-hmm. How do I move it then? Aha. Aha. Okay. Now I know why I'm shit. Because I'm using the wrong putter. Ugh. Shit! Hit that slightly sideways. Oh god. I didn't save a state. Oh no. Balls. Let's move on to number 2. Geoff Keighley demonstrating Death Stranding with a PS5 controller. I'm demonstrating Death Stranding because I appear in Death Stranding. I'm the Ludens fan. She's cute. She'll probably end up being 16 like in the first game. "29 blocks! 29 blocks for a golf game! How are you at golf? Terrible! I don't even understand it! Let's start our career. The Twitch stream is actually set at the correct time. Scotland. It's Jurian... Oh, so Jurian Clement was actually a guy. It was Julian, not Julianne. Gina. Catherine. Hong. Ray Fang Hong. Someone, Hey, we got a timer! Whoop, whoop, we got a timer! Does this game not have sound? The volume levels are fucked again. What about now? I don't need to watch this. Apart from your golf. Oh, don't fucking tell me. Bitch. Hey, soy bomb. Thank you very much. I see what's happened. What's that? Not loud enough for you? I see the problem there. Oh, you know what that means? Breadstick snapped in half. Oh shit. Oh fuck. This one. Let's go out there and play some golf. Oh hey, the map on the right shows me where the ball's gonna land. There we go, that's a massive improvement over the first game. Uh-huh. Oh, shot area is harder to hit, though. Wow. Sushi, it's not Minaday Golf. It's Golf Shiyuyo. It's a different series. I'm on the fairway. Still sucking. I see. I can go for 120, but the area I have to hit is smaller. So that discourages me from doing it. Yes, Sushi. As far as I understand, this series was Japan only. Nice. 9 minutes 40. It was a good approach. It's a chameleon-type dinosaur. Here it comes! The series was Japan only, except for the one title which was localized as Devil May Cry. There's that absurdist humor I know and love. .8 yards. That looks about there. Yes! Not bad. Bogey. 1 above par. He's got a chance at a birdie. That's 1 below par. He's got it. An anime game on Wii that had Kazumi from Dead or Alive. If you can figure out what that was, let me know. I know that Kasumi and Ryu and some of the other Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden characters have appeared in some of the Warriors Orochi games. I like golf, but I'm not very good at it. I think it's probably the best answer I can give. Like, I like the idea of golf. I want to go for there. Furthermore, I'm going to really try and shoot this one as far as I can. Seriously? I'm on the rough? 7 minutes until the Death Stranding stream. Well, I make it 6 minutes 30. You can tell that I've got 0 expectations for this. 0 expectations for Geoff Keighley trying to sell me a console for a game controller for a game console that comes with the game console. Now, if Geoff Keighley turned up and he was animated like a South Park character and his mouth flapped and it said a chameleon-type dinosaur and then the mouth fell off, I would wake up because I'd know it was a nightmare. But it would also be a super entertaining show. Poing! It's one of those courses where it's braver to take the left-hand side for a birdie or an eagle, but there's no way I'd be able to achieve that. The game com. That's a chameleon-type game com. So it looks like the AI is going to go for the birdie. Or the eagle. He's on the rough though, so it'll take him at least 1 to get into the green. Whereas if I aim this right, I could sink it from here, but it's not going to happen. I will get myself onto the green though with some luck. Nope, not quite. Not quite onto the green. Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Please tell me I still have that. Please tell me I still have that. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Look, I would have had no reason to delete it.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim
Shut the
Sweeney.
fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Oh man. if he shows up, we all have to say together,
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
3 minutes. No, wrong button. Fuck.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Right, okay. That needs to be there. Okay. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney! Tim Sweeney! Da 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 da. A stream deck just so I can play Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney! Don't you dare sink it, you little fucking shitbag. Right. Chance at a bogey. Shot at a bogey. Let's go, shot at a bogey. Gonna pick a bogey. Yes!
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Yeah, the problem is I can't button mash it on here, because it only plays the once on XSplit.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
But there is something I can do. Behold.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck
Shut the
up,
fuck
Tim
up, Tim
Sweeney.
Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut
Shut
the
the
fuck
fuck
up,
up,
Tim Sweeney.
Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up,
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the
Shut the
fuck
fuck up, Tim Sweeney. Shut the fuck
Tim
up, Tim
Sweeney.
Sweeney. Shut the fuck up,
Shut the
Tim
fuck up, Tim
Sweeney.
Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Shut the fuck up, Tim Sweeney.
Alright, Matzo, you're not going to miss much. It's only the DualSense 5. The PS5 DualSense. You can tell I'm super excited. Yeah, I was about to say, you get a fucking hole-in-one, mister, and I'll eradicate your family. Bah! Go! Oh! Here he is! It's a boy!
This right here is the PlayStation 5 DualSense. Yes, it's powered up because we are going to go hands-on with the PlayStation 5. Hey guys, it's Geoff Keighley, and this is a special Summer Game Fest stream.
Shut the
Really
fuck up, Geoff
special year for all
Keighley.
of us that new consoles are coming out, and a lot of people have wondered what PlayStation 5 is going to play like. A big part of that is the controller.
The fact
and
is,
the
we don't know
experience
what
of
it's going to
playing
play
games,
like, because
especially because
PS5
this
is
controller
cancelled.
Is a little different than the traditional DualShock, and I've got that here, my PS4 Pro DualShock. This is a form factor that really has been around since the original PlayStation, in various different forms. There weren't analog sticks back then, but the DualSense introduces a couple new innovations, and having played it here for a
I know,
couple
right,
hours,
Sushi?
I'll kind of summarize those for you before we get into some gameplay. The big things that I've noticed are the adaptive triggers, the L2 and R2. So outside of the game environment, you just kind of pull these down like any controller. But when you're in a game, there's actually the possibility to create tension points or haptics inside of these adaptive
Oh,
triggers.
you mean like
so imagine
the
pulling
Xbox
this
One
down
controller?
and feeling the pressure from a bow in
You
a
mean
bow and
like
arrow.
the
Or
Xbox
even in an action
Xbox
game,
One controller?
pulling this down and feeling active reload points, where designers can actually create tension points as you pull this down at certain percentages and give the player feedback. So I think that's a unique sensation that is going to have a pretty big impact, I think, longer term on gameplay.
Just
The other
show us
thing
Death Stranding.
inside of this controller are the haptics. So
Because that's what you're going to do,
PlayStation
Geoff.
had Rumble for quite some time, but the haptics add another layer to the experience. It's not just sort of one Rumble point, so it's not just kind of on or off. There's the ability to create other sensations, as you'll see.
What is this demonstration
of Astrobot's Playroom? You'll see what ice feels like, what sand feels like, and different surfaces. The other thing that I've noticed is that the speaker in the DualSense, it feels like it has much more range than the PlayStation 4 speaker, and it often
Gonna enable
directly
my-
ties
I've got
into
a-
what's happening with the haptics. At least in Astro's Playroom, there's much more variety in the types of sounds coming out of the speaker, and I'm sure every game will use it
No, I
differently or
don't.
may not use it as much. But at least in this demo, you really do sense that there's a lot going on with the haptics, and there's sound that ties into it. And then when you combine that with the Tempest 3D engine in PlayStation 5 for the speakers, the sort of harmony between
How about
the
that? Is
controller
that is that
sound
louder?
and
Can
what's
you hear it
happening
now?
on the PlayStation 5 is really, really unique and interesting. So those are the things I noticed in it. Some people have asked also about like what's the weight of it, what does it feel like, compared to the DualShock.
course
for
he's
PS4,
looking
it
at his
definitely
script,
weighs
Matzo.
a little bit more, but
And
doesn't
here
feel
the Sony
substantially,
overlords tell me I have to talk about this.
heavier. And if anything, I think it actually has a little more
What's
heft
this?
to it.
Ken Sutaragi
in a
has a
good way,
nice
that it
butt.
feels more
What's this got to
structured,
do with the controller?
And there's more sort of inside of it. So
Yeah, it's the games that
centered,
matter, not
but,
the controller.
Definitely feels.
This is
feels
pomp
good to
and
me.
circumstance.
So let's talk about what we're going to play today. What we're going to check out is Astro's Playroom, and that is the game that comes packed with the PlayStation 5. It
the console comes with a
pre-installed
game.
on the system. You don't even have to download it. And it's not just like a tutorial demo of 15 minutes. It's a multi-hour game. We're going to get to play one section of it today. And I think the reason we're playing this is because it comes with the system. And
I think the reason we're playing this is because the Sony overlords told me to
Of course,
play.
everyone wants to see what Horizon Forbidden West looks like on the system, and this is a demo that is focused, I think, more on the controller and the haptics,
And that's why it doesn't
adaptive
look
triggers
like a
versus
next-gen
trying to
AAA
showcase
game.
the power of the SSD or the true graphics horsepower of PS5. So
No,
that's all
we
stuff
don't
look
have
forward
to
We've
install it
seen
on the
those
system.
games,
It's already installed.
at the
Well,
event,
that's
and they look
so-
spectacular. So that's another aspect of PS5 that I'm sure hopefully we'll get to see more of in the coming weeks. But at least right now, we're going to look at the controller and how that relates to gameplay with Astro's Playroom. So let's call it up here and go hands-on live.
More like Astro, M-Flow.
PS5.
Ooh, ooh,
You can
ooh,
even
ooh.
hear the sound of my bot walking around. So full 6 degrees of motion as always. Looks like I'm going to have to flick up here.
Full 6 degrees
on
of
the pad
motion.
to release my bot. And we are in CPU Plaza. The thing about this game, as you will see in this demo, there are a lot of references to the history of PlayStation. So Cooling Springs is the area that is open on.
Okay,
Geoff's
so it's an
demo,
edited gameplay clip as well.
of this game. And
Great.
we are
So
going
we don't
to
know how
jump
much
in
of this
here
is
and just go through
real
this
and how much of
experience.
it is fake. It's
all
like
right,
a
so we're
mirrors
on
and
the beach
edited
here. There are
doing.
beach balls you can play around with. There are some bots enjoying life, sunning themselves. Bot on vacation here. Should I disrupt them? How rude of me, right? And then we're going to head on over here into this
See, there's clipping and glitching
sandstorm created by
in
these
this.
CPU fans. And again, when you get into this environment, I'm static here, but you hear the crisp sounds of sand coming at you. There's a tension in the controller from going over the sand environment, and then you push further in. Here we are.
It
And
does
look,
look pretty.
The rubber ducks are back.
I think this should be on
Little
PS4,
duck
but whatever.
demos. PlayStation
It doesn't
3,
look
I think
like a
that
PS5
was,
game
Rubber
to me.
Ducks.
It's pretty, but it doesn't
All
look
right,
like
so
PS5.
I have this suit, and I'm gonna push up on the controller, zip them up. this is the frog suit. And this frog suit shows off the adaptive
frog
controllers.
fruit.
So I'm going to move my controller left and right, and these adaptive triggers are really, really cool, and I've never felt something like this before in
I've never felt something like this before.
As you push
The
down
warm
the
embrace of a
there's
loved
tension
one.
now.
A hand on my shoulder while I'm in bed.
It's programmable.
Snake.
One
I've
thing
never
that
felt
I
this
think is
emotion
really fun
before.
with this demo is
Shut
that
up, Otacon.
It makes you think
I'm trying
of
to
how
sleep.
these technologies are going to be used in other games. So you think of Ratchet and Clank. I mean, obviously a lot of this gameplay similar in style.
Ratchet
to
and
the
Clank.
game. So you think of all those crazy graphics that we saw on the stream, but with this.
This looks like a whole load of nothing, doesn't it?
Kind of fun. So now
I'll
we've
play
made
through it and I'll
frozen.
enjoy it, but it looks like a whole load of nothing.
And here, we're going to pull down on this. And again, you see this ice, but you hear a storm literally inside of the DualSense, and sort of a small little rumble from
Yes,
the
apparently
haptics.
this is an actual PS5
Little ice
game.
shards here.
Sorry.
As you go past every ice shard, you hear the little tink
It's like
of
Mario
the ice
64
shard.
with a HD mod.
I wonder if I put this up to the mic.
It looks good,
This is like-
but
it's
it
not
also
ASMR,
doesn't
it's
look like a PS5
ASMR.
game. The
You
PS4
guys
is
hear that?
easily
The
capable of
footsteps?
this
All
graphically.
this is coming out of the controller. Got a checkpoint here. Now this one, you actually have to blow into the controller.
Wow, where have I seen that? Oh boy!
Again, this one, you pull
right,
back,
one, blowing
just like a
into a
bow and arrow
controller is
almost,
fucking disgusting. Two,
I unlocked the
please,
PlayStation 3.
please, no,
I have a
no,
PlayStation 5.
no.
Well, I had a lot of fun playing with the DualSense controller and Astrobot, and I wanted to get a little more information on all things PlayStation. So joining me now is the worldwide head of marketing at PlayStation, Eric Lempel. Eric, how we doing?
Hi, Geoff. How are you?
Hi, yeah, just let me finish my Popeye's chicken.
I got to go hands-on with the PS5. Nice surprise
Have
this
you seen
week.
my
I was
Tesla
expecting
ball?
it, but
Shut the
you guys
fuck
are
up,
full of
Tim
surprises with
Sweeney.
Yeah, and you're one of the first to actually touch the DualSense outside of the company and the developers. I'd
Shut
like
the
to know
fuck
what
up,
you think.
Tim
This is a
Sweeney.
big thing.
Shut the fuck
Shut
up,
the
Tim
fuck up,
Sweeney.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm used to going to a big event and playing with everyone, but the fact that I got it here and
Tim
got to play it
Sweeney
was
in
really
the
special,
epic
and
interview
I have to
had
say, after
a
watching
Popeyes
the
chicken
event and
cup
seeing
that
the
he was
games, I
drinking
excited,
from,
but
and then when they
the
cut to
gameplay
him,
feels like a
he
whole
put it
other
down and
dimension to the
started all
experience,
professional like.
with what's happening with the
He was eating
triggers
Popeye's
and
chicken.
haptics and everything. So it was one of those things that I was playing Astrobot.
It's
but
Tim
imagining
Sweeney
all
with
the
that
other
epic
games,
money. You
how
think he'd
that's
be eating
going to
fucking caviar and
impact the
cod roe?
experience.
What's
And
he eating?
One thing I'd heard
Popeye's
is that
chicken.
that demo or version of it, you guys actually shared with developers initially.
That's true. So what you played is a part of a title called Astro's Playroom. It was in our show a few weeks ago, and it's installed on every PlayStation 5. So everyone who buys a PlayStation 5 will get this game, and it really shows off a lot of the features of the platform, but really does a great job of showing all the
Yeah,
benefits.
Tim Sweeney
of the
made Jill of the
DualSense
Jungle.
controller. So what we did is early on we had another
His
version
best
of
work.
the title that we took around to the developers that were engaged
Shut the
in
fuck up,
PlayStation
Tim
5
Sweeney.
development and showed them what was possible with a title. And it's been a great example, and it's really opened up people's minds to how they can use this new device and really the new features of the controller. But I would say when people get their PlayStation 5, that should probably be one of the first things they do is just jump in there and experience this, because as you've seen, it's pretty special.
No, we've been
What's
using
with
the
the
same
glitching?
a similar kind of form factor of DualShock for many
Try
generations.
turning the webcam
Obviously,
off.
adding analog sticks and rumble and things like that, and the touchpad. But this feels like it's a bit of a redesign, but I really like how it feels in my hands. And I imagine for PlayStation, when you were conceiving a PS5 and Mark Cerny was architecting it, I imagine the controller and a lot of those innovations were kind of right there at the beginning as something that you wanted to put into the system.
Not lagging?
It's true. As we've said many times with PlayStation 5, it's a brand new generation, and we believe in generations. So we want to evolve every part of the experience. And the controller is really the most intimate part of the experience. It's the extension of the player. So, we thought a lot about this. And one of the things we could have done is just iterate on the DualShock. We've done that for many years. the gamers absolutely love the DualShock. They tell us it's the best controller we've ever made, the latest edition. But we thought, no, let's go a step further. Let's see how a new generation can express a whole new feeling. And that's where the DualSense came about. So early on, it was part of the plan to evolve.
Let me guess, the next game
And,
controller
there are
is a
many parts
bunch of little
experience, but
pads
this is
that I attach to my
a
dick.
really unique part that truly takes a step forward in gaming.
You mentioned you believe in generations. I guess it's a bit of a controversial opinion to some people about this idea that, generations are going to sort of break with the past, right? And I wanted you to maybe talk a bit about that, because it does seem like that's like a cardinal sort of virtue of the PlayStation promises, that there is this sort of, break from the past, a new generation with a new console games optimized for that system versus kind of working across,
Tim,
multiple devices and
I mean,
multiple
Jeff.
generations.
I mean,
give
Jeff,
us a little
Tim.
bit more perspective on the controller being a part of that, but
The
that
Peen
view, which
55
is
controller
obviously
isn't available yet.
counter,
Oh,
we've seen
Penis
Xbox
5.
saying something different around that. Why is that
Yeah.
so important to PlayStation as a principle of the sort of the architecture of PlayStation 5?
Sponsored by Monster,
Well,
that would be nice.
specifically for us, a big pillar of our company is innovation. It's a
take
pillar
that.
of Sony Corporation. It's also a pillar of the PlayStation Company. And, we are always trying to push the boundaries. We push the boundaries of play. That's what we say internally. We want to excite gamers. We want to deliver
At this
new
point, we've seen
experiences.
everything they're going to
So
show.
as we go into a new
gameplay-wise.
piece
You know
of
that,
hardware,
right?
it really has to check the box on a lot of different areas to fulfill those promises. And
Not going to show anything
a lot of
else.
developers about this. We've gone out there, we've talked to people about what they want in a next generation console. And really, to do that, you've got to deliver a lot. And I think what's really unique about the DualSense is that it plays into another one of your senses. But we're covering a lot of the senses with PlayStation 5. I mean, first and foremost, I'd say in gaming, for the history of gaming, the first sense is seeing. It's all the visuals, it's the graphics. And naturally, with every generation, the graphics improve. And with PlayStation 5, we're taking a leap forward there. And then there's
They're
sounds,
talking
and
about
we're
the
introducing a new
PS5
form
and
of 3D
controllers
audio,
and
which will be
generations.
really powerful, no matter what you're playing.
The
no
only
matter how you're playing.
generations I want
And
on
then
the
the next piece
PS5
is
is Sonic
touch.
Generations
And, touch has been
2.
around for a while. We've
Eh?
had force feedback. Of course, we've had different types of force feedback and rumble in the DualShock, but this takes that to a whole new level. Similar to what gamers have expected from other generational shifts, this brings it to a whole new place. I mean, it's haptic feedback. It's these adaptive dynamic triggers. I mean, something no one's ever experienced before. And it really brings you closer to the game. And, the biggest joy for us is putting this in the hands of developers, because developers want to push the technology as far as it can go to tell stories and really bring the gamer into their worlds. And we believe, all of these things combined, as well as all the other great PS5 features we spoke about, really lead to a next generation experience. And in many cases, we can't take everybody with us from previous consoles
Zargon.
into that experience.
Wouldn't that be
You
nice?
need new
A
hardware,
Zargon remake.
You need new devices to experience what these developers want to experience.
And I imagine, PS4, there'll still be games coming out for it. I mean, it's not like the pipeline stops there, but there's this sort of new set of experiences that will be exclusive to PS5, right?
Exactly. PlayStation 4 is a big part of everything we do, and it will continue to be a big part of everything we do. There's a lot more to come on PlayStation 4. I think most recently we're seeing, some of the greatest titles this generation have released in recent weeks, but that will continue. And again, PlayStation 5 is the next generation product, but again, we've got a lot to come for people on PlayStation 4. Still a ton of life in that product.
When I was playing Astros,
Tons of life in the PlayStation 4. Please don't stop buying PS4 games, alright? Alright, please, please.
Similar gameplay style, but
PS4
with
is
the
not
audio,
dead.
the speaker,
Releases
and the
PS5.
DualSense, and the haptics and the adaptive
No more
triggers.
PS4 games.
One feature we haven't talked much about is
Oh wait, no, you'll be able to get
SSD and
Kandagawa
that sort of
fucking jet
input-output
girls.
on
Some
the device,
shit.
and how that's going to allow a lot of interesting things. And when I saw the event in June, that Ratchet trailer just blew me away with
Oh, right,
jumping
okay.
between those worlds
The
so
glitchiness
quickly.
is caused by the fact that there's
And
15
could you
million
maybe talk
frames
a
in
bit
this
about,
Ratchet
like,
gameplay.
that feature, which I didn't really, Astro's not a game I think that really is
Glitch.
needs the SSD to function the way it is. Can you talk a bit about the SSD and how that's going to impact the experience?
Sure. And this ties back nicely to your question about generations, because when you look at a game like Ratchet, and we've talked about a lot of different features today, and as you mentioned, we haven't mentioned SSD. That is another thing that will make the whole gaming experience different. It'll make it better, but it also allows the developers to do new things. It isn't just about faster loading time. And you take a great developer like Insomniac, and they found a way to say, okay, look, here's a game that could only be made on PlayStation 5, on this generation, using this technology. A lot of what you saw on the show, jumping through those different worlds instantly, just can't be done in most cases. And it needs new hardware, it needs new power. So that's something we're looking forward to. I mean, all of these things come together. You combine that with 3D audio, with the controller, ray tracing. I mean, these are great experiences, and these developers know how to harness every piece of those features to really bring you a unique experience. And that really speaks to what next gen is for us.
So that Ratchet game, like, couldn't be done on PS4. I guess if you did it, you'd have to fundamentally change the architecture and the gameplay of it.
You would have to change it. You would have to change the way the game works. It would be a different experience. According to everything that Insomniac have told us, this hardware allows them to deliver on this vision. They could not make it. If they did, it would just be different. You would be playing a different type of game, and the experience would be different.
Yeah, no, I have to say, after playing with the controller, DualSense, and the experience, I definitely got a sense of where you're taking things moving forward. And let's talk a bit about that, because you guys had the big event, so many great titles. I think gamers are very excited about PS5. I think we saw even this week there were rumors that pre-orders were happening and the Twitter lit up. I don't know where these rumors start, but I have to ask you, like, are you about to press the button now for pre-orders? Like, when can we expect to get our PS5?
No, definitely not now. We don't know what happened there. We had nothing to do with it. I got a message from someone saying people are lining up at stores, and we had no idea why. So I think it's safe to say, for all of your viewers, we'll let you know when pre-order will happen. We will let you know.
Wait,
it's not gonna happen with a minute's notice.
People are lining up at stores to pre-order a console that's not available for pre-order yet. People are lining up, presumably, in a line less than 2 meters apart, without masks or gloves on, to
how that happened.
Pre-order a game console. Fucking hell. We might as well just fuck the rules, let everybody get ill and die.
Oh, yeah, no, look.
And let the sensible people just hold themselves up in a fucking cave.
And we're thrilled that they're excited about this product. And again, with this product, we're trying to bring them experiences they didn't think were possible. And, you're experiencing some of that. One of the first people to experience that. I'm glad you had the experience that you did, because that's what we're hoping to get out of this. And
I have complete seething resentment.
Given the current situation in the world, we would love to be out there having gamers start to touch the product. We would have done that in normal years. We can't do that. So it's really hard. I know a lot of people watching this, and they're going to really wonder, like, what are they talking about?
They're going to be angry at me, saying, why did he get one?
Why did Geoff get to do it? But I think it's really hard to describe. I mean, you've heard us talk about this, but now you've gone through the experience, and you can see it's different.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, you and I have known each other for a long time, and I'm excited that you're in this worldwide role for PlayStation now to kind of unify, messaging around the world. And there was a new tagline for PlayStation that showed up in the event in June, which I think was the first time people had seen it. And can you maybe tell us a bit about this new kind of tagline, which is global for PlayStation?
Certainly.
Really? You're not going to buy a PS5, Sushi? That's a surprise. Gee, I'm really shocked.
This new line, which is Play Has No Limits. And, as
Play
you said,
has no
we've known each other a
limits,
long
which is
time,
why
and
none of
we've
our
known
old games
how
are
the
available
PlayStation
for our
organization
new
is
console.
structured. And in the past, we were
can only
really
play the
separate
top
groups
100
around the
PS4
world that all
games.
worked together and laddered up to a parent company. And in recent years, we've started to globalize, and we've seen great benefits from that in many parts of the organization. And so another part of this was the marketing piece. And really, if you look at great brands around the world, they all feel similar, or at least to great degree similar. And a part of that is the global brand line. And these lines, if they're good, they stand the test of time, and they stick with the brand for a long time. So this was a hard job for the team. We went back and we looked at this, and we thought, what type of line would really satisfy the world and at the same time live up to our ambition as a company, as a brand? and that was play has no limits. That's what we believe. And there's many different ways to interpret it. So I'm going to leave it to all the
Play has no
viewers to
limits.
interpret
Good
it
thing
the
the
way they
PS1
like.
doesn't have any.
But for us, it is really about speaking to innovation and speaking about new experiences that you can have with PlayStation that you never expected. And really, it's how we push ourselves. We don't constrain ourselves. We want to push the limits of gaming all the time. And right up to the end of everything we do, we're constantly pushing to deliver something new, something best in class. And I'm excited about this because I would say, Geoff, you've been around the industry for a very long time. I would challenge you to name all of the PlayStation taglines this past generation around the world. You couldn't, because there were a ton of them.
I was going to say, I know greatness awaits, but beyond that, it's like, I don't even.
So, there were a lot of them, and that's why we really wanted to get this together.
Something
and
of
course,
play,
line will be
the
local.
pleasure
For
of
the
play.
players, I think, or something.
Shove the
like
controller down your crotch. That was
exactly.
one.
It was the line that was used across most parts of Europe, but there were a lot more than that. So we looked at this and we said, no, let's get one line that solidifies the brand. Also, look and feel of the brand is changing slightly. You saw some of that during the event a few weeks ago, and that will also be global. So we'll be a very strong global brand.
Well, again, there's a lot of love for PlayStation and what you guys have teased us with PS5 this year. I think it's been such an interesting rollout of, you never know when something's going to pop up on Twitter, or the box art itself was sort of like trending when you put out the Miles box. So who knows what's next? I can't let you go without everyone online wants to know about, like, are we going to get other colors of controllers or consoles? I imagine for launch it's like hard enough to get one out, but is that on the roadmap?
We'll talk about it at some point. Right
Okay.
now, it's, as you mentioned, it's a hard enough job to get the the unit that we've showed out. So,
Yes.
But we'll talk about it at some point.
All right. Well, we know there'll be two of them, the all digital one as well, coming out, and we are excited to see what's in store for PlayStation. I'm sure there are more surprises, but it's an exciting year for the industry.
Is that our
The digital
demonstration?
consoles are
Is
coming out.
that
I
our
never thought there'd be
presentation? Is that our
a console launch in the middle of this? I would never think my first hands-on would be in my own place with a PS5 controller, but I'll take it. And they quickly took it away, so I don't even have it anymore. So we'll check it out again, hopefully this holiday season. Eric Lempel, great to have you with us, and thanks for giving us a little bit of hope and excitement this year about PS5. I think it's all something we need, and we look forward to playing it later this year.
Thanks, Geoff. It was great speaking with you as always.
Is that it? So a little bit of Astro. Okay. How was this stream described to us? You won't want to miss it. 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 What's that? 2 minutes of fucking gameplay? What's that? 2 minutes of chopped up gameplay? You won't want to miss it. You won't want to miss it. What's that? 2 minutes of chopped up gameplay? What's that? Some laggy fucking chopped up gameplay? You won't want to miss it. 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 An interview with God knows who. You won't want to miss it. An interview with God knows who. You won't want to miss it. You won't want to miss it. Thank you. So, what did we learn today? The PlayStation 5 comes with a game pre-installed. That's it! Way, we've learned so much! Pre-recorded, pre-edited, glitchy crap. What a load of garbage, man. What an absolute fucking disappointment. That was a better... that was a better spend of our time than watching that PlayStation announcement. I'm sorry for wasting everybody's time this afternoon. Maybe we'll do a proper stream later. Take care, everybody.